Alright, good morning. So today we're going to be doing homework page C80, How Far? So we are working on multiplication of decimals. So if a greyhound ran 39.4 miles per hour for 4 hours, how many miles did it run? Well, first, we want to start out by making an estimate. 39.4, well, I could round that to 40 miles times 4 hours. Well, I know 4 times 4 is 16 plus 1 0. So my answer should be about 160 miles. Now I'm going to solve it. So I'm multiplying 39 and 4/10 times 4. So pick your strategy, your multiplication strategy to solve it. We're going to ignore the decimal point. So this becomes 394 times 4. Go ahead and multiply that out. Okay, so I got 1,576. But remember, we're multiplying a decimal. In our problem, we have one decimal place. So I'm going to start at the right of my number, and because I have one decimal place, I'm going to move the decimal point one place, always starting at the right. So my answer is actually 157.6 miles. My estimate was 160 miles. So 157.6 miles is a reasonable answer. I'm going to circle it and go on to number 2. Okay, so now we have, if a bluefin tuna swam 43.5 miles per hour for 7 hours, how many miles did it swim? So I'm going to start with my estimate. So we have 43.5 miles. Well, that's pretty close to 40 miles. And 7 hours. Well, I know 7 times 4 is 28 and 1 0. My answer should be about 280 miles. Now it's time to solve it. So we're looking at 43.5 miles for 7 hours. So again, we're going to ignore our decimal point and multiply 435 times 7. Go ahead, set up your problem, and multiply it out. Alright, so hopefully you multiplied it out and got 3,045. Now take a look at our original problem. How many decimal places do we have? Well, right here I see 1. Oh, just a minute. This is Renee. Hi. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay? You're welcome. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so we have 1 decimal place, so I'll move my decimal point 1 place, which would give me 304.5 miles. I'm not done yet. I want to go back to my original estimate, which was 280 miles. So 304.5 miles does seem reasonable. Let's go on to number 3. If a California sea lion moved 13.4 miles per hour for 3 hours, how far did it go? Going to begin with my estimate. So 13.4, I might round that to maybe 15 miles. And he did that for 3 hours, which would be about 45 miles. Now it's time to solve it. So 13.4 times 3. We're going to ignore our decimal point, so we would have 134 times 3. Go ahead and multiply that out. Alright, hopefully you got 402. We have 1 decimal point in our problem, so we're going to move the decimal point 1 place to get 40.2, which is reasonable because I'm looking at my estimate of 45. I need to label my answer and circle it. Alright, let's look at number 4. If a tiger shark swam 19.9 miles per hour for 5 hours, how far did it swim? Start with your estimate. 19.9. What whole number is that closest to? 20. And if we do that for 5 hours, hopefully you know your math facts. That should give you 100 miles. Now I can solve it. Again, ignore your decimal point. So we're really doing 199 times 5. Add your 3 numbers. So hopefully you got 995. We have one decimal place, so I will move my decimal one place to get my final answer of 99.5 miles. Look back at your estimate. 100 miles, 99.5 is close to 100. Just a minute. This is Renee. Hi. Good. How are you? Okay. Oh, I can... Wait, are you using my name in all this? Really? Okay. And who reads this? Okay. Not anybody from the district? Okay. I'll make some stuff up for you. Okay. I'd rather click on it. Okay. You're welcome. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Alright. If a spider moved, ew, gross, spider, 1.2 miles per hour for 2.5 hours, how far did it go? This time, we're multiplying a decimal times a decimal. So, let's look at our estimation. 1.2 is fairly close to the whole number 1. 2.5, we could round that up to 3. My estimate would be 3 miles. Now let's go ahead and solve. So we have 1.2 times 2.5. We're going to ignore our decimal point, so this essentially becomes 12 times 25. Go ahead, multiply that out. And you might have hopefully got 300. So going back to our problem, we have 1, 2 decimal places. So I'm going to move my decimal point 2 places, getting 3.00.
Mitchell, please call the office. Mitchell.
So I'm going to drop my zeros and get 3 miles, which is the same as my estimate. Alright, last one. If a striped marlin swam 50.3 miles per hour for 4.5 hours, how far did it swim? Start with your estimation. 50.3, that's pretty close to 50. 4.5. I'm going to round that up to 5. My estimate would be 250 miles. Now I'm going to solve it. Remember, ignore your decimal point, so you're really doing 503 times 45. Go ahead and solve that. Alright, so if you multiplied that out, added it up, you should have gotten 22,635. Back to my original problem, I have 2 decimal places, so I'm going to move the decimal point 1 2 places. So my final answer would be 226.35 miles. Circle your answer, and you're done.